Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris the High Guy Jacobs, and today we are taking a look at something that many people have asked me for, and that's kind of a deep dive on the main stores that you have to purchase from, and the kind of things that you want to purchase from each store, what type of items are the focus, and obviously things along that line. Now, the truth is there are 4 major stores to purchase from, and we're going to run through those major 4 today. These 4 will also regenerate every week. So if you buy them out, you can also refill every week. And they provide some decent rewards. The first one we're going to look at is the radar store. So if you go into your radar section right over here, this little button there, and you go and you complete these radar events, you get 12 radar events every single, you get a minimum of 12 radar events every 12 hours. So you get 24 every 24 hours every day. Which doesn't include the 3 that they just added for the vehicle, and it doesn't include the triangle ones when they show up, and it doesn't include the special ones. So that's 24 of your basic circular ones, okay? Which provide you with these bottle cap rewards. Now, these bottle cap rewards are used to exchange in the store, the button right over here, the exchange store. Every single week, you are provided with 2 generic frags, which cost 3,000 bottle caps each. 10 of each of these individual frags for Maxine or Sarah at a cost of 2,000, and then your T2 device blueprints. If you didn't know, there are some here. And then obviously a plethora of other things here. These heroes, I believe, switch every single week. I could be wrong on that. I'm not 100% sure whether I see them every week or whether they rotate. I'm pretty sure they're going to rotate. But you can get yourself a nice hotel skin here, a Doomsday hotel. You can get yourself a nice portrait frame if you don't have one of those and you'd like to add those to your stack, especially as a free player. Anytime you can get any of these bonus stack items or anything that kind of show things off, it's better than not having them at all. Now, in my opinion, the thing that you're going to want to spend outside of this, obviously your generic fragments that you can get. In my opinion, if you've got Maxine done, then you want to go into Sarah. If you've got Sarah done, then you want to go into Maxine. If you want them both done, or if you have them both done and awakened, then you can either save your bottle caps for things like research speed-ups if you just still haven't used them up, or if you still have research to do, or healing speed-ups if you want to just prepare for battle. Okay, you can do it for battle manuals as well, because obviously there's no limit to these ones. You can dump the rest of your points in here if you'd like. But truth be told, in my opinion, I basically buy 2 things. I buy the generic frags for 3,000 a piece. That's 6,000 bottle caps a week total for the 2 generic frags. And then I typically dump the rest into getting Sarah Vandermeer fragments because I've already got Maxine leveled up entirely. Okay, but that's going to be one of your stores. That's your radar store. So make sure you're doing these every single 12 hours. They're going to refresh. Every single 24 hours they reset. So like you only have them for 24 hours. You only have them for 24 hours in your radar. Okay? So make sure you're doing those every single day and get your free rewards. Again, they reset every single Monday. Monday is your big reset day. Next, we're going to talk about the VIP store. Very, very simply, if you go over to your store and you go into your main store here, you've got your mysterious merchant, which comes in. And he's obviously going to provide you with items that you can purchase. And the best part here is that the ones that typically the only ones that I purchase, I almost never spend gems. The only ones that I purchase here, as you'll see they're sold out, are purchased by resources. So typically the resource ones are available, and that's where I'll spend them. If I do spend gems here, it's typically going to be on any kind of relocators, because this is where you're going to find a lot of your territory relocators that you can get 60% off. So 360 gems is not bad for a relocator, and you're going to need a ton of relocators if you're going to want to, participate in battle. Right now, we've got 40 of these ones, 19 of these ones, and 21 of these ones, which, in my opinion, isn't near enough. We're going to have to use some more. So that's kind of coming from your VIP store. Now, again, the VIP store, that's just your merchant itself. Now, the VIP store right up here is going to provide you every single week, again, this resets, with things that you can purchase specifically with resources. The stamina recovery, the 5-minute speed ups, the elite hero badges, as well as legendary hero badges down here. And they just added the high performance motor frags. So you can actually purchase all of these just for farmed resources, for these resources up here, which means you're not spending gems on them. And so I'm going to request and suggest that every single person buy these out every single week. Okay, stamina recovery, 5-minute speed ups, do your elites until you have your elites done. Get your legendary here's once you get up to a VIP, I believe it's VIP 9 or 10. And then this one here is unlocked right off the bat. So like I believe everybody has access to this one. So get this one every single week. Okay, but these reset every single week. Every Monday these are going to reset. And you get, I think, 20 or 30 of these ones. So it's a good way to get your stamina, good way to get a bunch of speed ups, and a whole bunch of them just for resources. So don't forget about those. Next, we're going to talk about a store that not many people go over, but I think is an important one. It's your Armament Shop. If you didn't know about your Armament Shop, whenever you dismantle armaments, you're going to earn these metal shards. They look like nuts. You're going to earn these metal shards. These metal shards can be traded in for fragments for your armaments. You could also trade them in for purple ones for elites if you'd like. Instead of going for legendaries, you could trade them in for honing chips, honing components, all the kind of things to make your armaments better. In my opinion, you're typically going to spend these ones on the shoe fragment choice boxes up at the top, just so that you have options to any of these that you're specific to, and then any of the extra ones you can dump into the specific boots that you're looking for specifically. But this changes every week. The item itself will change every week, so it's not going to be shoes every week. I think last week was helmets, or it was boots or something like that. Not boots, backpacks, I think, or something. So it rotates every week and refreshes every week. So make sure that if you're saving up, or if you have dismantled a bunch, that you're still able to, and this is where you're going to use them for, getting your main stuff. Like I said, the main stuff I like to do it is on these shoe fragment choice boxes. And then if I am looking for a specific shoe, I'll do it that way. Or come down and dump it into the honing chips, because honing chips are valuable no matter how you look at them. You kind of need them in order to have good armaments. You can have the best armaments, but without honing chips, they're kind of useless. Okay, and then lastly, we're going to talk about the arena, because this is a new change that they just brought into the game. If you go into campaign and you go into arena, they've just added this whole new process, okay? So basically now we're fighting multi-regional for points. These points are called demise dimes. And in those demise dimes, you're going to use to purchase out your items in the store here. Now, the thing with the arena is that every week the arena store resets, as well as all of your points reset, all of your demise dimes reset as well. So you want to make sure that not only are you using all of your dimes, but you're using them to the best and the most efficient. Now, every single week, there's also rewards, right? So rank rewards. So if you rank within here, you also get these rewards. Which, if you're thinking about it, you know, ranking in the top 100, you're starting with 41,000. You can start right at the beginning of the week and get your carbon steel, and go from there. Now, what would I purchase in the arena store? Well, once I go into it, we can take a look. The battle manuals, not worth it. Same with the advanced searches, not worth it. Training speed ups, if you're really hurting, that's kind of near the end of the week. If I have nothing else, if I can't get the rest of the big stuff that I want, then I might dump it into training speed ups. If you're short on defensive fabrics, this is a good place to get them here too. I would never spend it on the elite shoe fragments or the elite pant fragments, just because I recently did a video, if you don't know, about armaments themselves, and I honestly think that the purple ones are kind of poo-poo berries. So I will dismantle those all the time and search for the legendary ones. Just because, I mean, even a level 1 or 2 legendary is better than a level 3 or sometimes 4 elite. So, I mean, just thinking of it, a level 1 elite versus a level 1 legendary is already, a legendary is 2 times better, right? So it becomes one of those situations where you're going to dump a lot and hones into them too, and it's just not worth it. So, especially if what you're trying to do is, you know, trying to focus on, especially, you know, you're focusing on one hero, one march to be super strong, you know, you're going to be putting everything into that single march, so you're going to be hunting for the best of that march, okay? So what I'm going to spend it on, first things, carbon steel until you have your equipment all red, which I do not yet. Then from there, I'm going to go and dump the rest into honing chips. Because again, this is 20 honing chips you're getting every single week, and honing chips are super important, especially when you're trying to build up that one super strong line, because these are what you're going to use to get those red hones. Okay, red hones, the max hones, things like that. Those are only, I believe, only available on these honing chips. But if they're not, I've never experienced one on a regular honing chip, and I'd be surprised if you can get them that way. Okay, so I'm going to spend carbon steel, I'm going to spend honing chips, and then typically from there, I'm going to spend into the fragment, the choice boxes, okay? Like I said, I honestly think honing is actually sometimes more important than actually having the fragments themselves. But once you get up here, you obviously want to try to grab, once you have your honing chip here, you do want to try to grab 1 or 2 of these superb choice frags, the superb choice shoe boxes that you can. Just because you can, and they are hard to come by, so anytime you can get them, it's worth grabbing. So, carbon steel, honing chips, superb frags. You can go with the other ones afterwards if you can, push for them. But I think, like I said, honing chips are more important that way. Now, the reason I spend a little bit more time on the arena is just because of the fact that they do have the new change, which means that your points will reset, which means that your points will refresh. They will end up going to 0 every single week, and then you get your reward, at which point, or your reward for ranking, okay? So, this means that every single week you have to spend all of your demise coins to make sure that you don't use them, or lose them. This is a situation where it is use or lose, okay? And make sure that you use them. But that's it, folks. That is it for the stores that we can, the weekly stores that reset. Yes, there are some other stores that will pop up. Things like, if you go, for example, over into here, yes, you've got stores like your seasonal event shop, which I guess I can talk about since we're here. This one's a little bit different just because the DLS points are what you earn from Recovery, Genesis War, and Archipelago Raid. And from here, the ones that you're obviously wanting to purchase into is the IE Augmenter, the Nano Purifier, if you have a couple of extra, legendary fragments as well. You can definitely dump them into the golden nano coating, but your IE Augmenter is kind of your first and foremost one, especially since it's a device that can go on everybody and you can never really go wrong with it. And it provides, decent buffs to whoever you put it on. So your IE Augmenter is going to be number 1, probably your Nano Purifier number 2, and then it's a toss-up between your Golden Nano Coating or your Legendary Hero Fragments. But this one's a little bit different because it resets every single month, not every single week. And it's also, so it's going to be one of those things where you want to, be doubly sure that you're saving up your DLS points to clear out the store the best you can. The IE Augmenter and the Nano Purifier Fragments. Kind of first and foremost what you can. Okay. But that's kind of really it. That's it for the other ones. Like I said, there are some other stores that you have in the events, like the Vault store here, for example, which we could talk about, except that it just popped. So really, unless you're wailing out and spending a bunch of money, chances are you're not going to be getting very much choice out of this. Like, I haven't spent anything into this, and I'm sitting at 75. Actually, even less than that, right? So we've already used them, and we've got none left and still a couple more to go, right? So it's, unless you're planning to spend on the packs, unless you're planning to spend in the game, it's probably not going to be one that you dump a lot into, so the store is going to be kind of irrelevant for you. And that's kind of how it is with most of these other stores, right? The rest of the stores themselves, I mean, the main things that you're looking for are obviously your legendary items. Fragments if you can get them for armaments, honing chips if you can get them, and all that kind of stuff. Relocators are really, really valuable. But we just have to remember that, it all comes down to how you perform. So the better you perform, the more rewards you can get, which means that you need to find you need to find a good alliance. Which is also why, if you're in a situation where you're not in a good alliance and you're looking for a better one, if you've got Tier 5 troops, reach out to me. We're looking to recruit Tier 5 active players to help develop our fighting alliance. People who like to bang troops, who like to participate in events, and aren't scared to get messy. So if you like how that sounds, look for me in Region 474, the Alliance, GROP. Reach out to me anyways if you like. I like to chit chat with viewers anyways. But that being said, guys, thanks very much for tuning in. I love your faces. I wish you all the best. Love, peace, chicken grease. But before I tune out here, I just realized I didn't do any of my ending here. I need y'all to realize a couple of things. We are getting very, 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 very close to 1,000 subs. If you can pass this message around to as many people as we can, that's kind of a big hurdle, the big 4 digits. So we're really, really pushing for that. And it's only been since June, so we're doing pretty well. But it does need you guys' help. I need you to share the video the best you can, share the channel to all of your friends, to your alliance, and things like that. If you can do that, great. If you can't, no big deal, but I appreciate you nonetheless, okay? We are also open to merch. If you haven't checked thcemporium.ca, we are based in Canada. We are currently doing a pre-order for men's and women's hoodies, and I think we got some t-shirts and stuff on there as well. So if you'd like the High Guy merch or the misses for the wife, feel free to reach out at THC Emporium Inc. If you'd like to help the channel just a little bit more, go ahead and click that join button. It's only $5.99 a month. Get access to some emojis, get access to the podcast early, which is dropping here on the 20th. If you didn't know, you'll have access to the podcast, The High Guys Joints of View, video form as of the 20th. And we will hopefully be recording another episode soon, which will be going to members only. But that being said, guys, now I can comfortably say love, peace, chicken grease, and until next time, stay lifted.